I hope you like damn puns. Because we're building a mega dam today. Alright. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So, because of how water... What? Look at... I love that the physics got worse. Did you see that? Did you see the water doing the thing? Oh, that was great. Okay, so... Wow. This is real. I knew this was going to be slow. But this is going to be really slow. Like, absurdly slow. Is there a way for me... Without a map editor, this is just going to be really annoying. So from this point on, this is going to be a voiceover video, something I don't do very often. The reason? Because this took over 2 hours, and everything is so out of context that it doesn't make sense to try to chop it together. So you can see me now. I decided that the best way to increase the amount of water would be to use things that use a ton of water. I didn't want to build an entire city, but I figured a nuclear power plant and some huge factories would be enough to pump enough water to speed up the process. It wasn't enough. Not even close. Even with dumping all the sewage in I could, and even adding every single massive industry option I could, it just wasn't enough. There's so much water required to fill the massive hole I made that this was never going to work. But I figured something out, something that may change Cities Skylines 2 in my eyes forever. The water is completely broken! First, I figured out that just digging around a water source creates a ton of water out of nowhere. Now, it seriously sped up the process, but I had yet to learn the biggest secret of Cities Skylines 2 water. It turns out that the inverse actually does way more, but I thought this wasn't enough, so I left this running for a long time so you can go ahead and enjoy a little bit of a time lapse of this filling in. Keep in mind, you were watching pretty much an hour of work, well not really work, but sitting back and watching, and it barely moved. It would take probably about a full day of playing the game in the background to fill up, but I discovered something extraordinary. You see, if you take the water source and fill it up with land super high up, it raises the water table up all the way to wherever you put the land. And then if you delete the land right after doing that, all of that water that was contained within the land immediately is released. So you can see me here beginning to figure this out. And it's kind of funny because this took the entire project from probably taking a day to taking a matter of minutes. This is such a major exploit in the game, especially considering it's free to move around material. I can't believe it's here. It's like one of those things you think wouldn't exist, but go ahead and watch as I figure this out. At first I thought, well, it needs to be really high because otherwise the water level won't hit the very top of the wall. But then I thought, well, what if I get rid of a little bit and watch what happens? I don't know if I actually respond much because I'm so focused at this point, but holy moly! Look at the absolutely insane quantity of water that comes out. It's so disproportional. It's beautiful. So anyways, I exploited the heck out of this, the damn heck out of it. And within a little bit of a time, I made a ton of progress. Unfortunately, the little city I built to create sewage to fill in the dam faster, yeah, it didn't do very well considering the massive deluge of water I sent down at them. Don't worry, I can speak. Anyways, they got flooded repeatedly every time I did this because even with the giant basin for the water, I was creating so much water in each of these steps that it basically flooded the entire map. It even raised the sea level. Like, look at that. It's so broken. It's so incredibly broken. Guys, you can just create mega tsunamis in this game. Like, the tsunamis are insane. This quantity of water, it just does not stop. Look at it. I am literally dumbfounded. I'm like, what? What? Okay, my face doesn't say much. I was really, after 2 hours of this, I was just kind of annoyed that I didn't figure this out earlier. A lot of this was super tedious to build the dam. The game did not want this to happen, but I did manage to build one massive section that cleared like a fifth of it. Unfortunately, most of it was not that kind. It kept saying it wasn't on a proper beach, and then it said that it was inside of the water. The physics just were not vibing, but this one section allowed me to do a ton, and then I started to release the water because I was just curious, you know? How far can we push it? Will it work? I mean, at this point, if it didn't work, I would have been pretty disappointed. But it did work, and I was getting a nice 1,500 megawatts of power out of that one long stretch. Honestly, seems a little underpowered considering. I had to use a little bit more water to get it moving, as you can see from the massive flood coming out. Just ignore that, it's fine, nobody's gonna be hurt. And then all the little ones actually didn't function. If I were to pull this off again, I'd probably be able to do it, but that's for MEGADAM V2. But the point being, megadams are feasible in Cities Skylines 2. As long as you know how to properly clone the water and completely abuse the physics system, you can do some really cool things. So look at that. It's beautiful. It's so good looking. Definitely doesn't look like it's spilling all over the place. And you guys should go try to play with the water physics yourselves. They're way more broken than in the first game, and that's a good thing. Well, until they fix it and you can't make a megadam anymore. But we can love it until then. Right, guys? Right. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. We'll do some more stuff with this. Not a voiceover, hopefully, because next time it won't take hours and hours and hours. I hope. Peace out. All hail the megadam.